Many 2D platforms allow the player to perform a mid-air jump, often referred to as a double jump. In this lecture, we'll add the double jump mechanic to our game. Let's think through the double jump mechanic a bit. I always find drawing pictures is a great way to think through game mechanics. The player currently can only jump when grounded. Adding double jump means that the player can jump a second time while in mid-air. After the mid-air jump, they cannot jump again until grounded again. Even though we can call this a double jump, technically the mid-air jump can take place even if the player does not perform the first jump, such as if they fall off a platform. Once we have the mechanics drawn out, then we can think through the logic and write pseudocode, such as if the player is grounded, then we set a variable can double jump equals to true. If grounded and the jump input is entered, then we actually do the jump. If not grounded and the jump input is entered and the can double jump variable equals true, then we also allow the jump, but we also set the can double jump variable to false, so we can't jump again until grounded once again. With the pseudocode in hand, we can translate it easily into C# code. Our objectives in this lecture will be to modify the character controller code to add the can double jump variable, create the do jump function, and implement the double jump pseudocode functionality. So let's modify our character controller code to allow a double jump operation now that we understand a little bit about how this is laid out. So back at the top of the class, I want to set up a variable to track if I'm able to actually double jump. So this is going to be a private variable that's just going to essentially track this. So I've got sort of all these other player tracking things here. So I'm going to create a Boolean. I'll do an underscore can double jump, and I'll set this initially equal to false. So this is going to track if the player is in a state that they can actually double jump. So now we need to find where in our code we actually check if we could double jump or not and what the condition of that is. So the next thing that we need to do is determine where to check if we could double jump. Typically these things are done in update because update happens over and over every frame update. So let's scroll down to our update function. So down in update, we need to figure out where we're going to actually do this check. And essentially, based on our logic, we know that we can reset double jumping when we're actually grounded. So if I scroll down through the update code, I actually determine if I'm grounded right here. So it probably makes logical sense after I determine if I'm grounded to turn on or turn off can double jump. So right here, maybe I'll add a comment and say allow double jump after grounded. So we can do an if statement, if underscore is grounded. We can do auto completion. We'll do the curly brackets in case we do multiple lines of code. And then we can do underscore can double jump equals true, semicolon to end that line of code, and then end curly bracket to end that conditional statement. So this is going to be what will turn on can double jump when that condition happens. And if you scroll down a little bit, this is the actual jump code. So this is what actually makes our character jump. So we're going to basically modify the code here. So right now we're checking to see if we're grounded and the jump is pressed, then we do this jump code. So this code, ultimately we're going to do for double jump as well. So this is a regular jump, and then we're going to do a double jump, but it's going to be the same code. So it's bad practice to have the same lines of code multiple times, within a script. So, I know I'm going to do this twice, so why not make a separate function called do jump to do these lines of code? So I'm going to basically select this code and just copy it. So edit copy, and I'll scroll down below, somewhere below, maybe below all of these sort of on collisions and things like that. And I'm going to make a new function. I'll call it void do jump. So it's going to be a private function. It's not public. And I'm going to paste that code that I just copied within this. So I'll write a little comment that says make the player jump. Okay, so now that we've got that function set up, I'll go ahead and copy the reference to it and go back to my update. So here's the if I'm grounded and I hit the jump key, I've got that code down below now, so I can just call that do jump function and it will do the exact same thing that it did before. but now that I have it in a function, I could call it for my double jump as well. So we'll set the double jump as essentially an else if here. So if I'm grounded and the jump was pressed, I'm going to do jump. Else if I can double jump and, input dot get button down jump. I could have copied this to make it a little bit quicker. So essentially the same line of code, except rather than the is grounded condition, we have the can jump condition. And I'll go ahead and add a little comment here and say if can double jump and jump button pressed, then allow player to double jump. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do jump. So one difference between the regular jump and the double jump is after I double jump, I need to turn off can double jump because I can only double jump once. So I'll set that can double jump variable equal to false after I jump. And of course I can add a comment if I want to be explicit here. I'll say disable double jump after double jumping, since you can only really do it once. Okay, so this will basically set this to false. So in the future, I'm not able to actually do this until I become grounded again. So once I become grounded again, then I reset this. I set this back to true. So, I'm grounded. I jump again. It's going to do this first set of logic to do a regular jump. Once I'm in the air, I'm no longer grounded. Can double jump is now set to true because I was grounded. If I hit it again, I'll double jump and do that double jump and then set it to false so I can't until I get grounded again. So that's, basically all the code we need to do a double jump. A lot of sort of logic in there, a lot of sort of thinking that went into that, but we've got our code essentially set up. So let me go ahead and save the script, a very important thing. So the little asterisk here in mono develop means that the script hasn't been saved yet. So I will go ahead and file save. Let's go back to Unity and we make sure that we don't have any errors down here. So if a red message came up here, that would mean we probably have a syntax error. We typed something wrong. We'd have to go back in and edit our script and clean up whatever was mistyped. But let's go ahead and test. So here I am, I'm grounded. I could jump like normal, but let's try to double jump. And there we go. Let me try to triple jump. And I can't. I can only jump twice. So now I've got a double jump functionality so I can make much longer jumps in my game. It's a real nice mechanic in a typical 2D platformer game. So let's go ahead and save our scene.